right with Zach.
We've got some pretty glowing reviews so far from coaches and teammates, mostly when it comes to your work ethic. Where does that work ethic come from, and what does it really mean to you?
I think it was just established like in my family, like seeing my brothers, like how they did things, how my parents did things. And I also have a goal in mind, so I want to do everything I can, like in the moment, in the now, to reach where I want to be.
Front left, James.
Dillon, can you go into the decision to leave Purdue in the first place, which I understand because of your family connections could not have been an easy decision, even with a coaching change, and then ultimately why here once you did choose to move on?
Yeah, no, it was definitely a very difficult decision that I had to talk to my family for a long time about. But we found it in my best. It was going to be in my best interest to leave and find where I could get proper coaching, proper development, where I can go against some of the best competition in the country. And then found like Coach Lanning and the staff, how they develop guys, what their system is, how their system is related to the NFL, type of guys we're going against, like speed coaches like Coach Bolt, Coach Love, like all of them. And I just settled in this place.
Third row here on the left.
Dylan, has bounced a little bit off that, but what have you learned in your second kind of program here about the culture, and how is that a little bit different from what you had at Purdue, and how is it similar?
I'd say that there's different ways of doing things, and teams definitely connect to different ways. Like some teams, there's like the cliques of the guys where like only a certain like guys maybe in the same room hang out. There's other teams where no one really hangs out. There's teams where everyone hangs out. So it's just finding that dynamic, trying to get acquainted to the guys, like be friends with them and stuff. But I mean, it's a learning process. So I'm still learning since being here.
Back right, Brett.
Dylan, obviously you had a fantastic season last year at Purdue, but what's just been like kind of over these last couple of practices and scrimmages, facing off against the office, kind of getting used to the culture, the environment, and how's that been like just getting adjusted over these last couple practices?
Yeah, so I mean, still just trying to adapt to the defense. Like defense a lot different than the last place I was at. So a lot different reads. Playing, it's almost like a whole different position from where I was originally aligned. But new coverages playing, so I'm still just trying to get used to that. Play against the offense, trying to get better and better each day.
Back left, Matt.
You mentioned the development of coming here. How much did the fact that they've had a long-standing history of transfer guys, especially at your position group, the defensive back, coming in here and excelling right away, how much of a factor was that in your decision to come here?
It was definitely a big factor in that. I saw that Oregon's really good at taking in transfers and developing them and transitioning them to the next level. And I mean, this defense, it kind of sets you up for that level because of like we play all types of coverages, like we do all types of things that you'll see at the next level.
Front left, James.
What's your process for developing that chemistry with particularly the other deep safeties, whether it's Peyton, Aaron, Kingston specifically, and then also the guys at nickel with Jaden and Dalen? Just what does that process look like for you these first couple of weeks of spring?
Say just hanging out, talking to them, getting to know them, both on and off the field, like picking their mind about football stuff, picking their mind about stuff like outside of football. So it's not just focused about like stuff in the building, but also like stuff outside.
Front right, Zach.
I'd imagine for someone who spends as much time as you do in the facilities that coming to Oregon is kind of like being a kid in the candy shop. Has it kind of met those expectations so far for you?
Yeah, no, it's definitely met those expectations.
Go in the back, Aaron.
Just all spring, the coaches and players have talked about, the lack of experience, but also the surplus in talent that this team has. Being a player with a little bit more experience than some of the other guys in your room, but being a new player to this program, how have you kind of attacked that while being a veteran with a lot of experience, but also still being a transfer and someone who is also still trying to learn the scheme and the system and the environment around you?
Mm-hmm. I feel like I kind of had to like earn my spot on the team. I mean, I'm still going through that, still doing that. So I'm trying to talk to the other guys. I ask them questions about the scheme, like what would you play in this? Like how do you see this? And then giving them some of my insight about like how games go, like what type of things you can see from the offense, or like what I can give them and what they can help me with.
Third row on the right, Alec.
Yeah, just building off that. you know, you're obviously you're learning a new system and trying to earn guys' trust here, but also given your resume, a lot of younger guys in that room probably already look up to you for leadership and advice. How do you kind of balance those things where, you know, there are younger guys in that room that are looking up to you for advice while you're also trying to, you know, earn your keep?
I say I'm just trying to help them out however I can. I feel like they see the way how I like react and how I do things. So if they got questions, like they come and ask me, and I'll talk to them about it. I'll ask them questions too about like what they're seeing, like stuff that's going on with them. So it's kind of like a two way street. 'Cause I feel like spring ball, everyone's still same level. Like there's no ones, there's no twos. It's like there's green and gold.
Back left, Matt.
Drawn a lot of praise for your play on the field, but a lot of coaches and players have also talked about your commitment off it in terms of film room or weight room or whatever when people aren't looking. Where does that come from? Where did you find that desire to just always be like the grind of football?
I mean, growing up, I've always loved football, and seeing my brothers go through the whole process of what they had to go through. Like they walked on, they earned their spot. It's like they had to work hard. They had to do more than what other people were doing to earn their way up, to earn their spot. So I kind of saw that. I took that in. I was like, I want to work just as hard, if not harder than them, so that it can set me up to do the things I want to do.
All right, Zach.
Here's your early impression of the quarterbacks, Dante and Austin, considering that you go up against them every day.
I say they're both very good. I mean, I love going up against them. Yeah, there's not much more I can really say about that.
Last question, James.
As you've gone about learning this defense, the calls, et cetera, and probably reviewing tape of it from last season, did you look at more of Kobe or Taishim, one more than the other necessarily, because they both did a lot of box work like you did. They both did a lot of free safety work like you did. I didn't know if one stood out more than the other in terms of just what they were asked to do and what they're planning to ask you to do.
So right now I'm still trying to learn both positions. So they were like some games like Taishim would be field safety and Kobe would be boundary safety, and other games will switch. So I was kind of looking at both points, seeing how they play, how they react. Taishim had been in the system for 2 years, but he had another like kind of position change. He was playing star 2 years ago. Last year he was playing more safety, and then Kobe coming in first year. So I was just seeing how they react to the calls, react to the offense in certain situations.
All right, thanks, Dylan.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.